If you own the company, would you want that to happen? You probably would, let's be honest. Because the reality is, Conor's best days are long gone. They're behind him. You know, you can't stay at the top
Perhaps.
forever. Probably.
Well,
No,
the
you're
last
right,
fight, listen, we got to look at it this way. It takes a long time off. The Cowboy fight is very quick. You don't get to see what's really going on. And then Dustin him up. And Dustin him up with calf kicks. His leg was destroyed. That's one of the best examples of a calf kick winning the fight.
There you go.
And then, of course, beautiful combination. It starts off with that right hand, rocks him, puts him away, knocks him out, no questions asked. Then it comes in the second fight with a hairline fracture already in his shin.
Yeah.
And then fights and his leg snaps. He falls back. It's very unsatisfying.
It is unsatisfying. And then he has a year off.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
for
also, who knows what he's like now? They're tough.
Do you think that you need trolling now for fight sports? Are we at a point where like that's the only thing that engages the casual fan?
Well, Khabib Nurmagomedov is the biggest draw in combat sports. And he doesn't do any trash talk.
But is that a reflection of dominance? It's like,
Yeah,
are we
he's
kind of
just-
watching to see if he'll lose, like the Mayweather effect?
Well,
like how many people are rooting for, like Khabib seems like incredibly like sweet guy and he's like a consummate professional, but I feel like the way you market the fight is not in the way that when we were younger watching Roy Jones, we're like, yo, Roy's gonna do some crazy thing where like puts his hand behind his back and he just knocks the dude out. Like we were rooting for Roy to win, even in his most dominant time. I feel like now the way you promote the fight is, oh, this is the perfect guy to take out Khabib. You know, like Justin's the perfect, oh yeah, you know, he's got striking, but he has a wrestling background. We're kind of like thinking of different ways we take him down. Whereas like, yeah, I don't know if we're rooting for him to win in that way.
Well, if you're a fan of his, you're rooting for him to win.
Sure, and I'm sure
what
they're
you're
from
saying.
Dagestan and that kind of
When
stuff.
you have a guy who's Khabib's 28 or 29-0 and really has smashed everybody in front of him, you always wonder like who's going to be the guy that solves that riddle.
Yeah,
and Justin came real close with those leg kicks. Like, he was really up his leg. But Khabib figured out a way to get the fight to the ground. Almost finished it at the beginning or the end rather of the first round, and then got him in the second round. He's on another level. And that's one of the things that happens when you got to realize that guy is supremely disciplined. Supremely dedicated. Like, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't abuse his body, always fit, always in shape, always training, and lives like a champion. And is like very religious, like very devout Muslim, like doesn't.
I think that helps.
Oh yeah, he's
it's
so
disciplined.
No partying. He's not partying. He's not doing coke and banging hoes. There's none of that. He's just smashing people. It's an extraordinary human being. That's a rare one in X amount of million kind of people that can do what he does and talk the kind of shit he does and then get into an octagon and people up.
But you mean mentally? You don't
mentally.
You don't mean extraordinary.
Control of the mind. Well, extraordinarily physically, obviously, but extraordinarily mentally. Are you a fan of MMA?
No.
I'm going to show you this fight between Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. Now, Conor McGregor at the time was this incredibly brash, shit-talking Irish guy from Dublin who was beating all these people up, and he gets a shot at the title. And he gets a shot at the title against this guy, Jose Aldo. And Aldo is a legend, and everyone respects Aldo, and everyone's terrified of Aldo. And all Conor does through the entire training camp and all the press conferences is just talk mad shit about him. Hold on a second. Talks mad shit about him the entire time. Months of press conferences. Takes his belt from him at a press conference and screams at him and is like inside this guy's head. So he's created the ultimate emotional pressure cooker. And Aldo is overwhelmed by the moment. And in those extreme moments of conflict, people either rise to the occasion or they're overwhelmed by the moment. The kind of person who's like a Conor McGregor who can rise to the occasion is truly an extraordinary person. And it's best embodied by this one fight. So if you watch this one fight, it's quick. This is Conor coming out, big smile, super loose, to the biggest fight by far of his career. The biggest fight in all of martial arts history. UFC. So he gets into the octagon. This is Jose Aldo, world champion, legend, but overwhelmed by the moment. And Conor's talking to him. He's talking to him. It's like, let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. And he's on his knees. He's super loose. And you see Aldo nervous, right? And this is a guy, Aldo's a destroyer. He's wiped out everybody. And the two of them are going at it. and Aldo just can't wait to hit him. So he makes a critical error. And he slept him. He slept him with one shot. And look at it, he climbs on top, and look what he does. Just climbs on top of the octagon, is like, look at that. And he's making the money thing, like he's like shuffling off money. And now he's become the richest MMA fighter of all time, and he's a huge business with Proper 12. But to be a person that can do that under that kind of pressure, that's an extraordinary human being. There's very, very, very few of them that have ever walked the face of the earth that can do that in front of that many people in that moment, which is built up over months and months and months, really years of taunting them, but months and months and months. And to get to that one moment where you're looking at each other in the octagon, and he looks at me and he goes, let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. And you see all those like, holy shit, this is really happening. But Conor couldn't be more relaxed. That's mind management. That's confidence, preparation, intelligence, emotional intelligence. There's so many factors. Like, look how relaxed. He's like, let's go, boy. Let's go, boy.